Hello everyone, it's Maryann here from Revealing Light Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. Of course, the President of the US has actually done it. He's launched a whole raft of tariffs, and so we're going to, on globally, there, the 10% across the board for everyone, and then it goes up or down depending on what some formula that only they know, because they're calling them reciprocal tariffs. Let me be clear, they're not reciprocal tariffs, okay? Many countries can play that game too. So if we want to do that, we can do that. So this is the first shots have been fired in a trade war. So the tariffs, let's look at the tariffs. Well, for those that are watching that don't know, it is the business who imports something into the country that pays the tariff, and then they pass off the cost of importing that at a higher percentage of paying the tariffs to who? The consumer. And so experts are saying that this will cause inflation. Rupert Murdoch's papers are pummeling Trump over tariffs. Obviously, big business is not liking it. The stock market's tanking. All the predictable things that we've been talking about are occurring. Just whose policy is this? Some are saying it's his Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick. Trump then has maybe taken this further, I don't know, using it as a cudgel, a weapon, against his perceived enemies, against allies, former allies. We have Asian countries, and this is where I go to intuitively in terms of impacts of the tariffs. We have Asian countries banding together, China, Japan, and South Korea coming together to do a joint regional response to Trump's tariffs. So we also have movement in the Senate. I said that some senators would break away from Trump. They wouldn't be the majority of them, but we would see breakaways. I said maybe 4, maybe more. And we have here GOP senators that are in Kentucky and Maine coming together with the Democrats to pass a bill that revoked Trump's tariffs on Canada. Why would they do that? Because the relationship or lack of relationship, the boycotting of American products is hitting those states. In Kentucky, it's their bourbon, and so in Maine, it's various other produce, and so. People's jobs are being lost because of these tariffs, because of Trump's rhetoric around the 51st state of America, that baloney, his aggressiveness. And so you're starting to see GOP senators break away. In terms of that Canadian bill, that will then go down to the House where it's expected to be defeated, so that no one's holding out any hope. But I wonder about GOP House members in those states, Kentucky, Maine, those border states where produce is traded or was traded. I wonder if they're going to take a serious look at this bill, but we'll ask that question. First of all, tariffs. Will they cause financial downturn in the US? I hope everybody's doing well. I've just returned from the osteopath who is treating my thumbs, and it was a really enlightening visit to the osteopath about how I'm using my thumbs, my wrists. It was a real eye-opener for me, and I've already gained good results from that. I'm doing a number of things, and it's all working, so thank you. All right, let's get back to our reading. Tariffs, will they cause financial downturn in the US? Let's take a look. Will tariffs cause financial downturn in the US? Let's see. Will tariffs? Blindfolded. Trump is blindfolded signing these executive orders. Why am I seeing him blindfolded? He is blind. He is blind. He is not seeing the massive extent of what he was doing. Nothing subtle about this. It's, as I said, a cudgel. It's a hammer. He's taking a hammer to the economy. Tariffs, will they cause financial downturn? Yeah, he's blindfolded. Will they cause financial downturn? Will tariffs cause financial downturn given the consumer ultimately pays the tariff? Will they cause financial downturn in the United States? All right, so we have here the blindfold restriction. It can be also extreme worry. Interesting, though, this person is bound and has a blindfold on. Much of Trump's action, I mean, if he can't do a free trade agreement with a country and profit from it, and the other partner profit from it, which is the way that trade was done before he's introduced these tariffs. Where is that coming from? It's coming from his own insecurities as well. And we get the moon. So much volatility in the markets, and we don't know that tomorrow he won't take the tariffs off Australia. Australia got hit with 10%. We were one of the lucky ones. Where does he come up with the reciprocal tariff idea? Let me explain it to you before I go any further. Australia has some of the strongest biosecurity laws in the world, and as a result, when we sell our produce, our agricultural produce, then where we send it to, they know that the quality of the product is there, that they're not going to be getting weeds in the middle of their wheat, or they're not going to get diseased cattle, or our industries aren't going to be decimated with foot and mouth. Why have we got the strongest biosecurity laws in the world? Is because agriculture is our big export, and we've learnt over the years that that industry can be hit very hard by allowing pests and diseases into our countries. So Trump said, if you don't want to be tariffs, you've got to water down your biosecurity laws. And our Prime Minister said, not on my watch, we won't. We only have 5% exports with the US. 95% of our exports go elsewhere. Why would we jeopardise our biosecurity laws, our existing trade markets for you? He stood up to Trump. But this is how they're calculating a tariff, a reciprocal tariff, because of our biosecurity laws and our pharmaceutical benefit scheme, where the government subsidises pharmaceuticals for its population. Yeah, we have that. Trump wants that gone too, so that the pharmaceuticals can go in there and jack up prices in a market where certain drugs could face shortages. They want to manipulate the market. We've said no. We also have a certain percentage where we import Netflix and other American platforms into our country, and they make a profit from it. We say, okay, you can do that, but 5% or whatever the percentage is, you must make local content. Why would we do that? So that we're preserving our own culture. Okay, this is what he thinks are impediments to American trade. Anyway, our government has said, bugger off, basically. We're not watering down or doing anything. So do your best. I don't know what our response will be. In other countries, it's much, much higher. China, and I think Europe got 20%. The full list is there. You can go and take a look. The question is, now that we know what the tariffs are and who pays them and why he's come up with this cockamamie type reciprocal thing. I don't know offhand what impediments Australia faces when we import into America, what rules we've got to obey, but I'm pretty sure they're sensible rules. Anyway, you get the picture. Look at the cards. Will this cause a financial downturn in America? Blindfolded. Okay, the Ace of Wands, we have a plan, a project, a new start of some sort. That's the foundation of the reading. It's also the beginnings of motivation and passion and drive and emotion toward doing something new. I wonder if that's in response to the tariffs, where we see the GOP senators moving in tune with the Democrats. The devil, greed, is in the past. So what is fueling this? Greed. What is fueling this? Greed. The devil card. In some way he profits. We get the King of Pentacles. Now, it's, the market goes up and the market goes down depending upon his words. Who is profiting from this? If businesses, small and big businesses alike, who import, say, a wheel nut to make their car, or food from Mexico to sell in their supermarket, or, apart from a spare part from somewhere else to do something with, to put in their tractor. If they're not profiting, the question should be asked, who is profiting from this? Now we have the Three of Wands waiting for our ship to come in. So there's a thought here that this is going to create a lot of revenue for the government. Why would that be? Ask ourselves, who is profiting here? We have the Wheel of Fortune, change in the present position, and then something coming to fruition in time. Changing markets, change in the world. Okay, let's have a look at the hopes and fears. The blindfolds moves from the eyes to the forehead. And then we get moving out of troubled waters. So will there be a financial downturn? There will be, but something else is going to happen to mitigate that. I was going to say no. Okay, the Tower is clarifying the Six of Swords. So we're going to say that if this card was reversed, we would be moving into very volatile, troubled waters. Okay. And the ending of something and the beginning of a new cycle. This is going to significantly change. So you get the Tower card clarifying that 6. We get the King of Pentacles, who is being enriched. We get the World card, something is ending. And then we have a lot of clarity on whatever comes next after this. A lot of clarity. What might that be? Underneath, we have the Lovers, relationships. We have disappointment, but 1 cup remaining. We have surprises in the works, and we have anxiety and financial downturn. We have something moving very, very, very quickly. I think it's the response to this. I think that you're just going to get such a blowout with that Tower card there, such a downturn that you're going to see GOP in the Congress trying to avoid disaster. It's going to be good for the government's coffers, no doubt. No doubt, but not good for the businesses or the consumers with that Tower card there. And it's going to happen really quickly. So the government's rubbing their hands. Trump's rubbing their hands with glee. Yet more money for our tax cuts, more money in our coffers. Who is going to benefit? That's the overriding question out of all of this. If it's not business and it's not consumers, then who is going to benefit? So let's see who is going to benefit. All right. Now, the idea of the tariffs is that they bring manufacturing back to America, but manufacturing in all countries, the supply chains, the way we do manufacturing started to change in the 1980s. Well, it's now 2025. How do you suddenly bring manufacturing back? How do you unravel the complexity of supply chains across the world? It has to have a detrimental financial impact. So why are they doing this? Because somebody is benefiting. Can you show me why and they're doing this? And who is benefiting? Is it a cadre of people who will establish factories? Are the people that have been talking to Trump? Is he himself looking to benefit in any way? Who is benefiting from this, what will be an inevitable downturn? Who is benefiting? Who is benefiting? Somebody's taking the crown off their head and are leaving. Wow. Okay, that's what I saw. The 9 of Swords is anxiety, and we get the 5 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles comes up time and time again. The workers. This is someone who is like an apprentice. The past, we have debt. Somebody who may have had significant debt. There's a judgment card here, an inevitability around this question. Wow. Could it be that it is so misguided that the backlash from this is going to be so significant? Because this is like an ending, a death, a great deal of loss, an isolation. America alone is not America strong. Woo, dearie me. The Queen of Wands in the hopes and fears. The only thing that we can way to respond to this is to come together in unity with those that are prepared to fight like-minded battles. There is somebody benefiting, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. This is the question that needs to be answered. Who will benefit from this? Who will benefit? Because it's not the people and it's not the businesses. Somebody will benefit. Somebody will benefit. We have the 10 of Rods, which came up for that was the card I saw clairvoyantly in relation to the special Florida elections. I said I'd like to say that Wheel had a chance, but I keep going back to that 10 of Rods. Something is going to get really tough. Defending oneself and then the world, endings of things. This is a cycle of endings. So someone's going to benefit in the US. Someone gets to benefit. We don't know who, but it looks like the truth is going to emerge. We get the Sun and we get the Victory card. Celebrations. So some are going to benefit. Someone around Trump, certain people around Trump. But it's not the business in, I don't know, Idaho who imports parts in to run their business. It's not the consumer who goes to the grocery shop. It's someone high up. It's those high up who are going to benefit. There's going to be a lot of pain from this, and it could be that he has to walk some of this back. And again, we'd have to start to look at who's cashing in on the stock market. Let's look at that question. Are there people cashing in on the stock market? This whole restructuring. Are there people cashing in on the stock market? Right now, is this stock market manipulation? The Hierophant, the courts, justice, the courts, government, the Tower. It looks like something's going to get unravelled, revealed here. Moderation and temperance is coming after the damage is done. Then we get moving out of troubled waters. The present card, defending oneself. And then the Sun, full illumination. Somehow this gets uncovered. It's sort of like, to borrow a word from Musk, a Ponzi scheme. I don't know. There's something untoward here. Somebody benefits from this. Looks like they might even get charged with something. Death, the end of something. A crossroads. And then the Lover's card, the Colt. And then victory. Stability, the King of Pentacles, illusion, isolation, debt, loss, and then the law. It looks like, I don't know where this is going, but somebody gets charged with something to do with how this is operating. For entertainment purposes only. Huh. Wow. Okay. All right, let's look at how countries will respond. I mean, is this going to start a trade war? I mean, it's not even logical. You can't build factories, manufacturing capacity and factories overnight. You can't reroute supply chains and without some real trouble occurring. There are people ready to profit from this. All right. How will countries respond? How will countries respond? How will countries respond? Show me how countries will respond. Temperance and moderation. They're thinking very carefully and they're pausing. I think a lot of trade will be lost from the US. That's what I think. They'll be very judicious in how they respond. It'll be very clever response as well. Canada is not slapping wholesale tariffs on everything. There's no tariffs on on food and grocery items to protect their own populations, but it looks like it'll stop trade with America. Okay. Page of Swords. This can be enlightenment, a new way through, the start of something, the start of clarity. In the past was the trade. And in the sky is the world card, endings of old cycles, beginnings of new. They will simply look for other markets. The Seven of Pentacles. We have the Merchant card and deals. Okay, so they're already doing deals with other countries. Ace of Cups, it's all about newness. It's all about newness and unity. Unity, circles of support. Regional trade will become perhaps more important. Those with, we wouldn't have thought China, Japan and South Korea would come together, but they are. This is a remake, and it's like death of the old ways. It's also death of unity with the US while ever Trump is in power. They'll apply logic and intelligence and also the law, international law, money law, the World Trade Organization. Deceit, some being deceit, someone's being deceitful. It's just hard going for everybody. Global downturn, people coming together to trade within themselves. So this will cause I'll ask the question, but I would assume if countries aren't trading with the US that there will be supply shortages. And so let's take a look at that. Will there be supply shortages? If the whole trade map is being remade, will there be supply shortages? Will there be supply shortages across the world? Will there be, let's just one more shuffle, will there be supply shortages across the world? Will there be supply shortages across the world? Trading with others, that's a yes card. Boundaries, trade barriers and boundaries. Will there be a supply shortage? Looks like these are yes cards. Having to find another way. If you can't get what you want from somewhere else, you do things differently. You do without it. But having everything you need is in the past. It's in the past. So be prepared. Yep. Pausing something. I think it's going to get so bad that he's going to have to walk things back. And there's going to be people that are going to break away from him because of what's going to happen. It's an abuse of power. It's a sabotage as well. And it's the Tower. So short term, please, stock up where you can. I'm not saying become a prepper, but it is clearly going to affect supply. Okay, hopes and fears, having to defend oneself, and it's inevitable. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I'm really, really sorry. It's inevitable that this will affect supply. So we have here the Queen of Swords, which is logic and planning and the past. It's going to just take us back decades. What you thought was so easy to get is not going to be easy. But someone's profiting. Trump and someone else, so multiple people are profiting or will profit. It's just not us. Okay. Will it bring back manufacturing? Significant manufacturing, not just a factory here and a factory there. Will it bring back significant manufacturing to the US within the next 5 years? Will it bring back significant manufacturing to the US? Well, let's say within the next year. Will it bring back significant manufacturing to the US? It's a long-term thing. Somebody's ringing a bell. It's like a fire alarm. Will it bring back significant manufacturing to the US in a year? So we get the Queen of Pentacles. Again, stability, having everything you need, and then there's the Devil. Greed, toxicity. What happens? It pushes prices of things up. Isolation. The voter is in the past. Well, a certain many millions, 70 odd, whatever that was, millions voted for this. Well, they'll say, we didn't vote for this. But you did, because you knew. You knew what he was like. The death, the ending of something. We have overflowing emotion. Things are going to get really protests, and look at this. Look at these cards. Look at this. Look at this. Theft. Pausing something. No. Inevitable. There's an inevitability here that this isn't going to deliver stability. A rocky road. You're going to see those GOP reps absolutely spun out, not knowing what to do. He's going to lose his crown over this. It's going to be Congress. Out of all of this, Congress is going to take back its power. Okay? That's where this is going. Okay. I want to say the Wisconsin election in the election of the Supreme Court Judge Susan Crawford in Wisconsin, despite Musk throwing $21 million at that election, trying to buy again $1 million checks to people. Guess what? So many unprecedented voter turnout that they ran out of ballots, and the Liberal judge got elected to the court, and Susan Crawford won, and Musk then realises that his days are numbered, and just for entertainment purposes only, Musk is now being told to go, like no one wants him around in the cabinet, or Trump has said time to go because they can see the writing on the wall. Anyone who takes a chainsaw to a rally and laughs and holds a chainsaw up while people in rural areas working for government are losing their jobs, their livelihoods, their homes. It's sort of like karma, isn't it? So show me what's in the future for Elon Musk. What's in the future for Elon Musk? Yeah, exit stage left. He's being pushed out. And to a certain extent, Trump's there too. He's looking out the window. I don't know why he's doing this. The drapes are closed. It's actually going to get a lot worse with Musk. Show me what's in Musk's future. He could even be eventually a scapegoat. Oh dear. The Five of Cups, great deal of loss. And we have hope here. Hope. We have abuse of power. I don't know how anyone stands on the stage, talks about hundreds of thousands of government jobs going while he's picking up billions and billions of government contracts. I don't know how anyone can lie that straight in bed. Wow, some pretty bad cards there. We have people returning to the centre of things, not to the extreme. We have the Eight of Wands, a lot of headlines, something happening very quickly. We have something in secret right now, the High Priestess. It's investigation. There's a major investigation into Musk. It's already sort of started. I wonder if this is the Wisconsin stuff. The Smug Merchant, wish fulfillment in the hopes and fears, and then we get betrayal as the outcome card. Ooh, he's made some powerful enemies. And we get the Apprentice card. I know why that he's fired. He's having to defend himself. I know why that keeps coming up, because they just haven't, it's like he had no political nous at all. He is leaving sooner than later. He's the spy in the camp, and then we get greed, toxicity. There's national security involved here. He's going to be betrayed by 3. Big time. Big time. Big time. He's going to court. He's going to court. It's already in the works. What will he learn from this? Hopefully he learns that, I don't know. Who cares what he learns? I don't care. I don't care. Oh, yeah, one more. Let's change decks. I just want to see if... I've got enough to worry about without worrying about Elon Musk. This bill to revoke Canada's tariffs, the GOP senators breaking away from Trump. All right. How will this bill go down in the House? Will the House pass this bill? Show me clearly. Will the House pass this bill? Show me clearly. The revoking Canada's tariffs, the Senate passed bill. Will the House pass this bill? Will the House pass this bill? Sooner or later, Congress takes back its power. I don't know whether it's sooner or whether it's later. Blinded by the light. They're blind. They're just as blind. Defending Trump's tariffs. Mr. Blindfolded. Judgment. There's an inevitability and a judgment here. we know what happens to those that go against Trump. But we get moderation in the sky. It's interesting because a great deal of the outcomes are people moving back into the centre. The King of Pentacles, he seems to control the house. The Seven of Pentacles, if one plan doesn't work, we take another route. We have abuse and sabotage. I wonder if he's going to do a deal here to carve out certain things that are impacting on those American states to shut the Congress up. The death of something, the end of something. We have the King of Swords, logic, strategy, planning, deals being done. Yeah, okay. And the Queen of Swords, she keeps coming up again. You're going to get House members wanting to pass this. There's the volatility of it all. But they're going to be taken aside and given certain things. Trump will sort of be doing deals with them, and eventually his authority is overriding. Yeah. It's not going to be good for their states. The Emperor control, the past. They want to go back to past stability. Maybe not. It won't be past. I don't think. Well, if there are holdouts in the House, but it's like they're taken aside and deals done with them. But things go so badly in this regard that eventually Congress takes back its power. It has to. It's forced to. Okay, that's as I see it. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now. Have a great weekend. Bye.